Okay. So for the first hour and a half, I was typing Python into an interactive prompt. That's fine if you want to do, the things that you would do with a desk calculator. If you've got a couple of thousand lines in your program, this is not optimal. So, pick an editor, any editor, open it up, create a file, call it, first.py, hello.py, whatever it is. Just make sure that it's got that extension .py. Put some Python commands in the file, and then just say on the command line Python, and give it the name of that file, and it goes off and it runs the commands in that file. So here's what I've done. I've created a file, print hello. Okay, I put that in a file called first.py, py. By convention, Python files end in .py in the same way that PDFs end in .pdf and images end in .png or .jpeg or whatever. .wav for WAV files. Okay. Doesn't actually matter what the file is called, but everybody calls them .py. What's wrong? You're unhappy. Can I move it? I can do that.
I was a bit confused because there's a hash.
Yep. Okay. How's that? And let me get the browser out of the way. Okay, how's this? Yep. This is my editor. This is my shell. Let me... Yep, I'm out of the interpreter. And let me see. This is going to blow up and break because nothing ever works the first time. What's the least offensive color I can use? Okay. Yeah. You can tell I'm an engineer. I've been part of 2.5 startups, and in the 2 that I actually stuck with for any length of time, after a few weeks, independently, in both cases, I was taken aside and told I was never to work on the user interface again. You can see why. Okay. Let me go back and... I should probably change this, shouldn't I? Let me go back and pick a slightly less offensive color. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why it just maximized. Let's pick... okay. Slightly less offensive.
Sorry, so you're running this in the shell, not in the Python interpreter?
Yes. Yes. What I've done is I've created a file, and then I've gone back to the command line. I am no longer in the Python interpreter. Right? What I'm doing is back in my command line, back in my shell, back in the program I'm using to run things. Instead of just typing Python, which brings up that interactive prompt we were looking at this morning, I can type Control D on this machine. I say Python and the name of the file. And it will just run that file for me and nothing else. Okay, there was a question? Can I fix things? How can I make your life better?
Okay. I think you just explained it, but I don't quite get it.
Okay.
That the hash means that it...
Oh, yeah.
The hash means it takes
right, different program. And you're right, that's a very unfortunate choice of character. Please ignore what's happening on the screen for the next moment. Export prompt equals... won't do that.
PS1.
PS1? Like that?
No, PS1 equal.
There we go. Okay.
Control L.
There we go. Okay. Okay, my apologies. Okay, let's resume. Okay. This is my DOS prompt. It's my bash shell. It's what are you running on? You're running on a Windows machine? Okay, it's good. I use Windows. Hey, we have nothing to be ashamed of any longer. Millions of people talk publicly every day about their use of Windows, and I, for one, think it is time that we stop hanging our heads in shame. All right? Windows. All right? So, this is the command prompt that you opened up. Right? That's Windows itself. If I type Python in there by itself, it brings up the Python interpreter interactively and gives me that triple greater than. Okay? I can also say, hey, Python, just go and run that file and do nothing else, and as soon as the file is done, quit. And it will go off, find this file on disk, in this case first.py, and it will run that. This is my text editor, and this is what I want in the file. This is a Unix shell, a DOS prompt in Windows. This is something that just knows how to take commands as text and say, okay, what do you want me to do? Okay? This is not Python itself. I apologize for the confusion. I think one of the reasons that you were confused is that that prompt was set to be hash, which is the common character in Python, and when these two windows were together, it's visually not distinct, right? Turn the page after cutting the red wire.